Back to our Nissan trivia question. The last time the Islanders were 11 above 500, which they failed to get to last night. Let's see, was Mike playing back in the I'm going to say 86. Yeah, April, the end of the 85-86 season. I don't know if Mike was still playing then or if he was at Maine in the American League coaching by then. Didn't he go right from the Bruins to coach their American Hockey League affiliate?
I believe he did.
He did.
Yeah.
Puck winds up in the corner, but Mike Milbury has rebuilt the Islanders to where, at least coming into this game, they were 9 games over 500, based, of course, on NHL accounting. When you factor in overtime losses, not counting in the loss column. So, you know,
What do you think of that, Sid? You like that system?
No. McGillney put it off the leg. There's going to be a penalty to the Leafs here as Janssen was knocked down.
Matt Sundin gets the interference call. He knocked down Kenny Janssen. Now they're having words. Sundin and Kenny Janssen have always battled hard against one another. It almost looks like they don't like each other. They played on the same team. It's the Olympics, Team Sweden. And Sundin takes a bad penalty. This is a bad penalty. In front of the net, there's Sundin, just hits him from behind. Kenny Janssen stopped. And the Leafs have a 4-2 lead. There's still 12 and a half minutes to go in the third period. But this penalty by Matt Sundin gives the Islanders a chance on the power play.
The Islanders need one here, trailing 4-2. By the way, Mike Milbury's last season as a player was 86-87. He played one more year after that Islanders season we just referred to. He went to Maine in his coaching career. Right now, the Islanders begin a power play. O'Coin, Miller, Pekka, Van Imp, and Tchaikovsky for New York. Tchaikovsky pulled down. And the trail referee picks it up. A hook. And the Islanders going to be 2 men up, just as the Maple Leafs were earlier in this game.
Now, it was a little bit of a delayed call. Van Imp shot it in from the neutral zone, around the boards, around the net, behind the net, and Tchaikovsky picked it up on the other side. And when he did, he got Gary Valk a little bit on the hook. Valk doesn't like it. The Valk, as soon as he made contact with the arm, he took his stick off the arm. And he didn't like the call, but Tchaikovsky went down to the ice. The Toronto Maple Leafs have scored a goal in this game on the 5-on-3. And now the Islanders, trailing by 2 goals, get a 5-on-3 chance of their own.
For 1 minute and 41 seconds. So they'll have Miller, Yashin, Tchaikovsky, Hammerlick, and Kenny Janssen. Corson will take the draw. Caberlet and McCabe, the Maple Leaf defense. Corson went ahead with it and got it out of the zone.
Now he surprised Miller on the faceoff.
2 minutes for booking.
Janssen sends Miller in. Islanders will set it up. 5-on-3. Janssen to Hammerlick. Miller back to Hammerlick. Janssen to Yashin along the goal line, saved by Schwab. McCabe grabs it back, spins it all the way down. Good play, Brian McCabe. And now it's Janssen carrying into the zone. A wide pass. Miller just has to poke it to the corner. Janssen and Caberlet together. So Miller sets it up. Miller to Hammerlick. 58 to the 5-on-3. Miller doesn't shoot. Now to Hammerlick. Janssen, Hammerlick, a drive, save made. I don't know if that got all the way through. Janssen grabs it back. Janssen backing up now to Yashin. Janssen again. Returns to Yashin. Janssen straight away. Miller tapping his stick for the puck, but Hammerlick goes the other way to Janssen. Miller's in front. Tchaikovsky at the hash marks. Yashin tried to get it to Miller, but Schwab got a stick on it.
They're not getting any quality scoring chances. The shots they're getting are from the side.
Yashin drew the defenseman down, but has to feed Janssen. To Hammerlick, he scores! Roman Hammerlick gets in under the clock. There were 14 seconds left on the penalty to Sundin, so the Islanders will still have 33 seconds of power play time remaining. They have cut the lead to 4-3.
Well, Hammerlick let that one go. He took the shot right off the pass. He was able to move into the top of the circle. Yashin from one side loses it here, but regains control. And there it is, top of the circle. And Schwab was going one way. Hammerlick shot it low to the other side. And that's a huge power play goal for the Islanders to get to within a goal. Good quick pass by Kenny Janssen. And Hammerlick got all of that one. As Schwab couldn't handle the shot. Now the Islanders still 33 seconds remaining on the power play as Volk remains in the penalty box for Toronto.
So now it's Pekka, Bates, Parrish, Van Impe, and O'Coin for New York.
New York power play goal is the
O'Coin
goal of the season.
or Parrish.
Scored by number 4,
Leafs going with Tucker and McCauley up front.
You know how this started with a bad penalty by Matt Sundin? Now, bad penalty in the offensive zone with a 4-2 lead. And the Islanders find a way to score a goal, and now right back in it, still on the power play.
Parrish into the zone. Bates behind the net. Checked by Bird. Parrish keeps going. Cross all over him. Pekka behind him. Winds it around. Van Impe is there. Penalty's over. Van Impe put it off the stick of McCauley, but Pekka gets it back for Bates. Flanders, he scores! And the Islanders tie it! I don't know that Parrish got a stick on that or not, but he was poised for a redirection.
I think he did, Howie. He worked so hard to get his stick on the ice, and Bates waited for him, I think, to get his stick right on the ice. He was waiting, and Parrish had to work because he had somebody hanging all over him. And I think Parrish got his stick right on the ice, and Bates fed it right off the blade of his stick just inside the far post. It started with Sundin taking a bad penalty, and then the Islanders able to cash in here. Look at in front. Look at, there's the stick. To go up, oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. Parrish is able to get his stick on the ice with Aki Berg all over him. All over him. And Bates waited. He waited, looking at the stick, and then he just fires it right at the blade of the stick. That's a beautiful goal to tie the game.
For Mark Parrish, his 29th of the year. 4-4 the score. And now the Islanders still with it. Working along the board, Sketcher gets it back, fires one just over the glove of Schwab. Lindgren in the corner. Now for Sketcher. The tying goal did not come on the power play as the penalty had expired. And now Janssen nudges one along. Lindgren looks for Sketcher, couldn't get it there, but then got it back again. So Sketcher fires it. Schwab got a piece of it, can't locate it as it went to the corner. And the Leafs get out. Carberlet moving to center. Carberlet ahead, Hoagland, he shoots, the save by Osgood, and the rebound pushed to the boards. Healy to Carberlet, kick save, Osgood, bouncing puck, Islanders didn't clear, and Healy gets it back. Healy behind the net. Paul Healy turning, and then reverses the puck. Hoagland was upended. Sundin gets it back. Sundin knocked down. Puck pushed right back towards Sundin, but it went under him, and O'Coin moves ahead.
Islanders need a change. That's when you take penalties, when you're tired in your own end. And O'Coin does the right thing, dumps the puck in deep.
Hammerlick across to Van Impe. Up the left side, missed by Blake. McCabe, under some pressure from Kavasha. Loose in the corner. Now the crowd trying to rejuvenate the Maple Leafs. Kavasha out of the corner, kept his balance, finally lost the puck though. And McCabe utters it out of the zone. LaPointe got it back. McCabe sends it the other way. Knocked down in center. Up comes Reichel. Lets one go. Pad save, Osgood. And he holds on. 8:02 remaining in the third. The Islanders have tied it at 4.
The Islanders were down 4-2 when they had a 5-on-3. Watch Yashin try and come in. He'll lose it right here. He'll regain it, and then the quick pass from Kenny Janssen. Look at the action in front. Quick shot as Schwab was going to his left. Hammerlick shot it to his right, and then Parrish gets the tying goal. Worked hard to get his stick on the ice and to lean on it so that Berg couldn't get the stick. And Bates with the perfect pass off the stick for the goal.
Kind of a Mark Parrish special, isn't it?
Oh,
taking a beating in front of the net.
That's him.
Working some magic
That's
with his
him.
hands, though.
Yeah. And how about the pass, though, from Bates?
Perfect.
I mean, he waited for him to get the stick on the ice.
Yashin brings it in. Peels back, keeps the puck to the slot. He shoots. Save made, rebound, score! Parrish buries a rebound. Islanders lead it 5-4 with 7:39 to go in the third period. Number 30 for Mark Parrish.
And Yashin, what a play by Yashin. Yashin was able to carry the puck in the zone and then makes the play. Parrish starts it. Now look at the play by Yashin. He carries the puck in. See how strong he is? Now watch the move here. Fake, cut back, shot, rebound. Guess who's in front? Mark Parrish. And his 30th of the year gives the Islanders the lead. But here's the strength again of Yashin. That's what I said before. When he wants to carry the puck, he's so hard to stop because you can't stick check him. The Maple Leafs tried it twice. It didn't work. And then Parrish able to jump on the rebound.
Congratulations to Mark Parrish, his first 30-goal season in the National Hockey League. And that one puts New York in front, 5-4, 7.5 to go. The Leafs ice the puck. So the Islanders scored at 9:16 and 9:55, 39 seconds apart. The Parrish goal came at 12:21. So within a span of 3 minutes and 5 seconds, the Islanders have come back from 3 goals down to take the lead.
You know, and Parrish starts the play right there. And then Yashin with the play. I mean, beautiful play. And Parrish gets all the way to the net. After starting to play in his own zone by making the pass, he caught up to everybody. I mean, he put his head down and went straight line from his own zone to the front of the net, stick on the ice, waited for Yashin to do his thing, which he did well, and then Parrish able to jump on the rebound and put it in. Guess when this game turned? Right there, that man, Matt Sundin, got a little too emotional playing against Kenny Janssen. Took a bad offensive zone penalty when they were up 4-2. The Islanders went on to score 3 consecutive.
A little over 3 minutes. So here's Volk now for Toronto. Up the middle, chipped in. This Osgood wheels it around. Brad Isbister on the ice for the Islanders. I'm not sure that we have seen him previously in the third period tonight. Maybe for a shift or two, but I certainly don't remember having called his name much.
There's been a lot of special teams, and he hasn't been playing the power play.
That'll be offside with exactly 7 minutes to go. Yashin and Van Impe got the assists on Parrish's 30th.
Pardon me, Howie. Belak and Michael Pekka. Belak is big and he's tough. And Michael Pekka is small and he's tough. Not a fighter. Belak more of a fighter. And Pekka still having fun with Belak. Pekka doesn't back down, does he? Part of what makes him a terrific captain. Small in stature, but his heart is about as big as his chest.
And for all of
just barely fits in. He had to tuck the heart in the sides there, make it fit inside that chest.
For all of the pounding that he takes, given his style of play, here we are in March, late March. He played in the Olympics, and of course, he used to play on a line with Mark Parrish. Jason Blake kind of happy for his fellow Minnesotan. But you know, here we are at the end of March, and Michael Pekka certainly doesn't look the worse for anything in terms of his conditioning and his stamina.
No, he doesn't, does he?
Blues could be looking pretty good to make the playoffs for the first time under Mike Milbury's reign as GM. The Leafs gives Corey Schwab an early lead to work with. Travis Green to Ty Domi. Sniper, his 10th, 1-0 for the Leafs. Schwab having some issues with the ACC ice, or just botches his triple Lutz. Looks a little gun-shy later. Race for the loose puck, turns the triple toe loop into a single. Time winding down in the first. Leafs out of position. Kenny Janssen to Michael Pekka. Schwab might want to blame the French judge. 1-1 game. Islanders outshot 11-4 and outplayed in the first, but they keep getting the breaks. 2-on-1. Alexei Yashin, Sean Bates. Masterful. 2-1 for the Isles. Leafs get one back. Two-man advantage. Brian McCabe with the shot denied there. Gets it back. Wires it. 15th 2-2 game. Isles having problems handling the Leafs in the defensive zone. Off the draw, Gary Volk with his diving effort. 5th of the year, 100 of his career. 3-2 for Toronto. 4-3 Leafs in the third. The Isles claw back. Bates throws it towards the net. Tipped by Mark Parrish. Past Schwab. 4-4 game. 39 seconds later, Leafs with another breakdown. Thomas Cabrera allows Yashin to get the shot off and doesn't pick up Parrish. Second of the game, 30 on the year, 5-4 Islanders. The Leafs bench beside themselves It's a bench. That's where they should be, I guess, but they also are upset because they lose at 5-4. Jyrki Lumme injured his shoulder Thursday and will undergo an MRI on Friday. He will miss at least Saturday's home game versus the New Jersey Devils. Toronto could have clinched a playoff berth with a win, tie, or overtime loss. Instead, they're left to talk about a third-period collapse.
5-on-3, they score, and the momentum kind of changes. They get another one right after, and then another one, we're back on our heels. So, you know, it wasn't a good third period by any means, but we can take some positives out of this and get ready for Saturday.
The first two periods, we really didn't come up with anything. We didn't get anything going in their end at all. You know, here and there we get a shift going, maybe that's it. But in the third, we just kind of got a little ticked off and decided to take it to them.
The Toronto Maple Leafs hosted the Islanders again last night for the second time in 9 days. The Buds, if you remember, earned a 3-2 victory in their last meeting. Now the Isles are still battling to secure a playoff berth in the East, and that's bad news for the Buds. A desperate team usually means a dangerous one as well. First period action, Travis Green down the wing, drops for Ty Domi, backhand pass across to Green again, and he beats Osgood for his 10th of the year. Leafs strike first 1-0 to the second, tied at 1. Isles with a 2-on-1. Alexei Yashin over to Sean Bates, and the one-timer beats Schwab. The Islanders take a 2-1 lead. Leafs with a 5-on-3. Brian McCabe point shot. There's a kick stop there. The rebound back to McCabe, who spins, winds, the blast, and Osgood is no good on that one. We're tied at 2 apiece. Let's go to the third. 3-2 Leafs. Darcy Tucker to Paul Healy, and Healy's wrist shot beats Osgood. 4-2 Leafs. It's 4-3 Leafs now. Bates throws the puck out front off Mark Parrish and in. Folks, we're tied again, this time at 4. Alexei Yashin now. Nice move there. The shot stopped. Mark Parrish buries the rebound past Schwab for his 30th of the year. And boy, oh boy, sorry, Pat, the Isles win this one 5-4. The Leafs lose for only the second time in 13 games at the ACC. Gary Bulk's goal was the 100th of his career. Jyrki Lumme left the game in the second period after popping his shoulder. He'll have an MRI done later on today. Islanders defenseman Eric Cairns was suspended 2 games for sucker punching Radek Bonk on Wednesday.
We were doing a pretty good job with it, and Hammerlick scores. Maybe if I stop that one, then it's a different game. You know, it's tough to do, to kill a 5-on-3, but that's part of the game, and I think we still had a chance, and for whatever reason they seemed to find the net.
First two periods, we really didn't come up with anything. We didn't get anything going in their end at all. You know, here and there we get a shift going, maybe that's it. But in the third, we just kind of got a little ticked off and decided to take it to them.
Although we're not a team that's been around the playoffs for a long time, I think we've been battle tested this year a little bit. We've had to fight for our wins. We've had to fight for our points, and face some adversity, and hopefully we're stronger for it.
Our program.
You wouldn't think a game versus the Islanders would be a should have won, but the Maple Leafs should have won this one. They ended up losing at 5-4. John Liu has the report.
With a goal and 2 assists, an old Leafs nemesis, Alexei Yashin, engineered a shocking third-period Islander comeback. It was only the 3rd time this season the Leafs have lost after leading through 2 periods, sparked by a 2-man advantage for the Islanders.
It's probably when we score like a goal in the power play, so like it's give us some lift. So we've been down by 1, and we like started to believe we can do it.
He's definitely a guy who can score or put some points up when he does have time, and you know, he's a great player, and I don't know if that was just a case of us giving him too much space. I think.
Well, he's a superstar in this league. He can do that. He can take control of a game and turn it into his own, a little play toy almost, and it's awfully fun to be a part of.
No, we beat ourselves, and you know, a couple bad calls and a couple goals, and the tide turned, and you know, I wouldn't say they played that great. It's just you know, a 5-minute span there, and we had turnovers, mental errors, and they beat us.
Even though the Leafs lead the Islanders by 6 points in the standings, this loss could come back to haunt Toronto. That's because the Islanders have won the season series, which would become the deciding factor for home ice advantage if these two teams end up tied in points at the end of the season. Reporting from the Air Canada Centre, I'm John Liu for SportsCenter.
Go to New Jersey the day of the game, which is Friday, so at least they slept in their own bed on Thursday night. So we've gone up to Buffalo the day of the game, where they played the Sabres on Tuesday. Roman Hammerlick behind the Islander goal line. Hammerlick is paired here with Evgeny Karlev. And this is Korolev, number 36, hitting the red line and dumping it in. Isbister with a stick from Bondra. Isbister dropping back as Bondra comes to center. Nicolishin, a shot that goes off the blocker of Osgood. Isbister spun around in pursuit. Nicolishin in to get the puck. Now to Cote. That shot blocked. Pekka tries to clear, could not. It stays in the Islanders zone. Bounding onto the stick of Simon, who feeds Bondra. And it hit the post. Bondra thinks he scored. Everybody stopped. But the referee, Rob Martell, waved it off. So
Chris Simon
will go upstairs.
Yeah, Chris Simon had his arms up for a good 5 seconds.
Everybody stopped.
Now the Islanders had trouble getting the puck out of their own zone, Howie. And Chris Simon pulled down his Bister once. And then Pekka, I believe, got pulled down.
The puck wound around the glass, and I would imagine now we're going to go upstairs and get an official look at exactly what happened on that shot that Simon and Bondra thought had beaten Chris Osgood.
That's a great start for the Washington Capitals and Ron Wilson, their coach. A great job of forechecking. And watch what happens right there. See Pekka get knocked down by Bondra, and then Bondra gets a shot off the post, and then I believe it went off Osgood. Here it is again. Watch right here. Pekka gets pulled down. Now Bondra gets the shot. Hard to tell from that angle. It sounded like it hit post, and then I believe it hit the back of Osgood, and just wide. Short side. Oh, and just trickles across.
And you know what? There was no review requested by the on-ice officials. And so the video review judge upstairs, who just saw what you saw, had no reason to instruct them that the puck had gone to the net. So very simply, a face-off in the Washington zone.
Yeah, had they upstairs seen something, they could have called down. Oh, and happy birthday to Stan, who will be tomorrow.
Ah, come on, it's the big 7-0. He's been planning for it for 50 years. Are you kidding?
But he was, for those of you that didn't see it, he was interviewed by Mike Milbury.
He did a heck of a job.
Mike did a great job. It was heartwarming and very well done.
Capitals move in. Kristich a shot that's turned away by Osgood. And Mark Parrish chips it up the right way. Knocked back the other way by Witt for Washington. And slammed deep by Dahlin of the Capitals. We've played 4 minutes, 50 seconds here in the first period. Meze up the right side for Parrish, but Zettler said no. So it's Parrish once again, finding Meze. Now Meze gets to the red line, lost the handle. And the bouncing puck corralled by Jágr. Islanders get back. Almost all of them went to Jágr. So here's Metropolitan now with Hamrlik on him. Trying to lose Hamrlik. Metropolitan centers. Zettler a backhander. And that's knocked into the corner. Metropolitan checked by Meze. And the puck stays in. Islanders fail to clear. Zettler down the boards. Try to throw it at the net. Gets a second chance. Zubris can't tee it up for Washington. Out come the Islanders. Gavasha with Scatchard. They exchange. Gavasha follows. Scatchard went to the net. Gavasha went around the boards with it. Now Scatchard has it back. Waits for help in front. Centers Van Impe. He scores! Darren Van Impe went to the net. And the Islanders take a 1-0 lead. Nice read by Darren Van Impe.
Well, Van Impe not only made the nice read, but on his way to the net, he was banging his stick on the ice to get the attention of Dave Scatchard. And he got that, and Scatchard gave him a perfect pass. So Van Impe read it after a good job of forechecking. It's been a good pace to this game. Scatchard looks up. Here comes Van Impe. Just prior to that, he had banged his stick on the ice. Scatchard heard him, looked, found him. There it is, and what a pass. Great pass, perfect shot by Van Impe. 1-0 for the Islanders.
And for Darren Van Impe, his first goal as a New York Islander, his third goal of the year. And the Islanders with the first goal of the game. You see 5 guys surround Jágr when he got into the Islanders zone?
Now that's it's one thing if he's got the puck and you make sure it doesn't go someplace else, but that's not the way you want to play it ideally in your own zone, because they do have a few other players on that team that are pretty good.
What would you say? There was no more than an 8 or 10 foot gap at the most between Jágr and any of the 5 Islanders. Nicolishin a shot block. Simon recovers, keeps it now for Nicolishin, and he gives it away to Isbister. Brad Isbister.
And you
ask and ye shall receive.
Yeah, he read it perfectly. was after when they came into the zone. Here he comes here. And he just walked in, took the perfect pass, and scored.
Got it back to Dahlin. Dahlin throws it at the net. Osgood absorbed the hit from Konowalchuk, who is shoved several times by Meze, and now everybody gets into it.
Now Osgood went after him as well.
Van Impe just jumped in on Konowalchuk. And with Osgood in the corner, the goaltender for the Capitals, Olaf Kolzig, is standing up above the hash marks, just in case Osgood gets any further involved.
I don't think he'd be able to get near him anyway. Osgood is somewhere in the middle of that pile. There's his glove. The blocker glove up high into the face of Konowalchuk. Konowalchuk was right on top of Chris Osgood, and Osgood finally had enough. Remember, Osgood just got bumped at the start of that power play.
By Metropolitan.
Yeah, he's been bumped a couple of times in this game, and I think finally he says, hey, listen, that's enough. Even the goal that was scored, hard to the net with the Washington Capitals. And so Chris Osgood, I think, finally just had enough. He said, I'm tired of getting bumped. I'm tired of getting hit in the crease. And so he decided to fight back on his own. There they are right there. You see Konowalchuk right in the crease. A little bit of a bump as Osgood caught it. Then Meze joined in. And Osgood said, hey, listen, kid, I don't need your help. I'll do it myself. And there goes Osgood. Just keeps going, keeps going, keeps going. Maybe he thought it was Patrick Waugh.
Well, I would imagine it's going to cost Osgood 2 minutes somewhere along the line.
I would imagine. Yeah, see, you could see Konowalchuk was in the crease without getting hit. He just went into the crease. Meze didn't touch him initially. And so Osgood, I think Osgood just had enough of getting bumped in the crease. And he just got tired of it. And then everyone joins in. And we'll see how all this turns out. But I would imagine everything will even out. I see Konowalchuk, too, with the right hand up around the back of the helmet. Osgood just lost it. That's all. Just lost it. Just had enough. Frustrated. He played so sharply. He's frustrated. And there's perfect feed back the other way. And Kvasha has the wide open net. Only the second shot of the period for the Islanders, and they make it count. Gorgeous passing play, and Kvasha with the finish. Still a game. 4:43 to go. There it is again. Good play by Kvasha. And then the passing play. And it's a one-goal game.
The Islanders pulled off one dramatic comeback on Thursday night in Toronto. They scored 3 goals in a span of 3 minutes and 5 seconds in the third period to come back and win. Here, Kvasha pulls them to within 1, 4:30 remaining in the third.
But I was carried away. When you're a young little guy and you're small like that, you can't go around punching big guys like that. I don't care. He's caught in a thing. Now, look, he went after Hammer like that's nothing. Then he punches him. Now, watch what he does to Webb. He eye sticks him in the face. Webb's cut right here. Webb says, okay, you little twerp. Watch, he scores here. Here, you're going to get it. He comes off the bench. Bawango, and you're going to get it. You live by the sword, and you're a little guy like that. Ronnie Lowe is caught in a tough situation. He doesn't know what to do with him. He doesn't know what to do with the guy. He can't bench him because they got to make the playoffs. And that's the tough thing about it. It's almost like a coach killer for Ronnie. He's got to play him and stuff like that. Little guys, I got to hurry here. Little guys, play the game, be gutsy, but don't go looking for trouble because you're going to get it. I feel sorry for Fleury because the referees give it to him and now the players do. Right?
Absolutely.
All right.
It was always his game, though. I think
Yeah, but you can't. No, it was his game, but he's carried it too far now. He's high-sticking guys in the face. If that, you can't stick a high guy like they're going to get you. And he did get it. He got clocked pretty good. And he's a good little guy. Why doesn't he do like he did in the Olympics? He knew he couldn't get away with it in the Olympics because Pat would have pined him at the end there. So he sucked it up for the team. He can't be selfish. These guys got to make the playoff. Suck it up.
Wayne did him a favor and Glenn Sather a favor there, giving him that chance. But anyhow, here's Mike Richter.
Gomez fires, and that missed the net. Eliash first to get it, but he gives it up to Hammerlet. Up the left wing comes Bates. 3 Devils back. Bates pulls up. Langenbrunner shifts it away. Janssen together with Eliash of the Devils in the corner. And then Nieuwendyk flies in. But it's Sean Bates trying to pass to himself off the boards. Got knocked down by Rafalski. The play continues. Yashin throws it back for O'Coin, and the fans wanted a penalty on the Devils there.
I like the way the officials are calling the game, Howie. I really do. I mean, the two teams are playing intense.
Here's Yashin, surrounded, keeps the puck, now closes in. Yashin, a shot, he scores! What an effort by Alexei Yashin! Islanders lead it 1-0.
Not many better in the league in the offensive zone when he's skating with the puck. And he does it here. Watch, they get the line. Parrish looking, and now watch, 3 of them there. Fights off 1, fights off 2. Here's the 3rd, and look at the shot. I mean, nobody took him going to the net. That's a bad angle, but what a shot. That takes all kinds of talent to do this. He sees the room, and then he's able to roof it. Spectacular shot by Alexei Yashin to make it a 1-0 game. Bates was open initially on the other side, was banging his stick for a pass, and then the Devils backed off just a little bit, and Yashin took advantage of it, and 1-0 Islanders.
Kenny Denico plays it off the boards, kept in at the line by O'Coin, and then Tchaikovsky sends it behind the net. Janssen stepped into Sikora. But now Tommy Albelin works it up the middle. Madden looks for Sikora. Tchaikovsky broke it up. Parrish and Bates get the assists. And for Alexei Yashin, his 250th National Hockey League goal.
Is that a shot? Wow, what a shot.
Another fast start for the Islanders, at least on the board.
A 360 spin. And was able to get his stick on the puck on the backhand side and make the play. The puck will come back in right there. Osgood can't handle it, and there's Nieuwendyk that tries to put it in the other side. Great effort from both Nieuwendyk and Chris Osgood. Bates trying to handle Nieuwendyk, and then he goes away. You can see that puck just kind of goes off the stick of Breland, or pardon me, Elias from behind the net.
Tchaikovsky unable to get away from the check of Colin White. Niedermeyer back around the boards, not out. Pekka keeps it in, throws it at the net, and Brodeur says no. And now White gets it out to Nieuwendyk. Joe Nieuwendyk pushes it deep and then heads to the bench as the Devils make a player move. O'Coin for his Pister on left wing. Had to wait for the pass. Flicks it deep, but Ken Denico first to get it. Now to Pandolfo. And he pitches it off the boards, missed by Tchaikovsky. Madden throws one towards Osgood, who deflects it to the corner. Pandolfo gave it up to Evgeny Korolev. Up the middle, looking for the breaking Pekka.
Pekka had to turn the other way, Howie. He was going one way and had to reach behind him. That pass didn't miss by much.
Korolev behind the Islander goal. Again up the middle. This time too far for Miller. Kavasha challenging. Denico threw it back into the Islander end of the ice. And Osgood found Kavasha on left wing. Osgood really wanted to get that play moving. Jim McKenzie floats it to the corner, takes off after it. Korolev steps into McKenzie. Richer wins the puck and reverses for Jonta behind the net. Ryan Jonta turning, shooting, and he just missed. Caroms around to Rafalski, throws it at the net and hit the leg of Kavasha. And Scatchard trying to peel it up the boards, couldn't do it. Richer keeps it deep for the Devils. Rafalski doesn't hold it. Kavasha brings it ahead, one man back. Kavasha with Scatchard. Kavasha shot safe, rebound, score! Kavasha, and the Islanders tie it 2-2.
Kavasha was at the end of a shift. He had just finished playing defensive hockey in front of his own net on Jim McKenzie and came back the other way. And he was able to make that play past Brian Giunta, gets one shot and gets his own rebound through the legs. So Kavasha goes from making a defensive play to this offensive play. They catch the Devils with only one man back. That was Scott Stevens, and a great play by Kavasha to tie it.
For Oleg Kavasha, 4 goals now in his last 5 games. 2 against the Rangers last week. He scored in Washington Saturday night. Here's a loose puck in front that flutters just to the right of Osgood. Blake lost it. Gomez gets it back. Moves in. Can't get the shot off. Osgood back in position. Blake working on Gomez. Scott Gomez drops it to Niedermeyer. Wrist shot kicked out by Osgood. Rebound comes to Holy behind the net. Has help from Gomez. Gomez moves to the corner. Now to Niedermeyer. His shot missed the net. Holy grabs it back. Centers and that deflects away. Devils pouring the pressure on. In the corner it's Breland. Missed by White. Here comes Bates. Breaking towards Brodeur. Bates is in. He scores! Two goals in 53 seconds, and the Islanders lead it 3-2.
Of pressure by the Devils, and they just couldn't score. That shot just goes wide on the short side. Breland will end up with the puck and try to make a pass to White. Here it comes, goes off the stick of White. Now Bates with all the speed, and White can't catch him. And look at the quick release. Bang! Right through the legs of Marty Brodeur, who put out the stick to poke check, and the Islanders with the lead.
Just like that. As the Devils were controlling play most of the last 2 periods. The Islanders storm in front. Kavasha at 6:01. Bates at 6:54. And the Islanders now leading as Nieuwendyk dumps it in. What a shift the Devils had before Bates wound up scoring.
That's been the best line, the whole league line, and they just couldn't find a way to score before Bates scored on the breakaway.
Rafalski back for it. Both of the goals of the unassisted variety. And now Rafalski and Stevens play catch. Pitched out by Cairns. Loose in center. Brought back in offside. Dan Catch the premiere of Engels, MSG's newest show, talking the hottest topics in sports. Al Troutwig and John Giannone will handle the most controversial issues from every possible direction. Tonight, take a look at Major League Baseball's labor dispute, Engels, after the debut of the all-new MSG Sports Desk tonight on MSG. 3:14 to go in the third. Richer for Nieuwendyk. Into the corner, Janssen first to get it. And Janssen ahead on right wing, Tchaikovsky. Niedermeyer in front of him is Spister on Nieuwendyk. And then Pekka works it back into the Devils zone, recovered by Rafalski. Ryan Rafalski floated it through. Osgood for Janssen. Pekka waiting for it. Up the middle, missed by Tchaikovsky. That's going to cost the Islanders an icing. Niedermeyer comes back. 2:41 remaining in the third period. And as long as we've wished happy birthdays tonight to Stan Fischler and Scott Stevens, all of us in the MSG family want to wish Mike McCarthy, the Senior Vice President of the Madison Square Garden Networks, a very happy 23rd birthday.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was 70 as well.
No.
That's what you had written down here.
Would I go there? Am I
Happy
that
birthday,
kind of an
Mike.
individual?
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. .241 remaining in the third. Lapointe and Holik. Clean win for Holik. But White didn't hold it. Now the Devils have to hustle out. Sikora sends it in. Osgood all the way around. Kavasha checked by the pinching White. Fluttering puck off of Osgood, or Kavasha's glove. And Kavasha took down Pandolfo. Islanders just trying to get up the boards here. Lapointe has to cut back the other way. Banks won. Van Imp up the boards, but not out. Stevens held by Skatcher. The shot went through, and Osgood made the save. Van Imp off the glass. Stevens gloved it down, but had to come out of the zone to do it. And now it's back in the New Jersey zone.
And by the way, Scott Gomez to the New Jersey locker room during that TV timeout.
A bouncer, and Osgood has to gather it in as Junta got there. 1:54 remaining in the third period.
And now we've seen in this third period with the puck bouncing and rolling a little bit, that's advantage Islanders if they can just keep the puck out of their own zone. It makes it difficult to pass the puck and to make plays. And the New Jersey Devils and Kevin Constantine, their head coach on the right, takes the timeout.
So again, we're down to 1:54 remaining in the third period. And we want to remind you about Microsoft Hockey Challenge coming up this Saturday here at the Coliseum. Tickets are available at Ticketmaster online at 631-888-9000, 212-307-7171. That's at 1 o'clock. It involves Pat LaFontaine's charity work. Some former Islanders will be involved in that game. Some of the alumni. And it's always fun to see them not only here at the Coliseum, but when they're in uniform, putting some grunt work in. Reminding themselves.
They look a little bit different, but not a lot different from those.
They make the jerseys looser now, don't they? A little bigger.
Oh, by the way, Buffalo now is taking the lead. 3 minutes left to go. Dumont has scored to give Buffalo a 2-1 lead over the Philadelphia Flyers. The Rangers lead Tampa Bay 4-3 with 13 minutes remaining in the third period. And Montreal, with about 13 minutes remaining at Pittsburgh, they lead the Penguins 3-0. Jose Theodore again in goal for the Canadiens.
If I had a vote for the Hart Trophy, I would vote for Theodore in good conscience. I wouldn't give it a second thought. I mean, Iginla's been great. Calgary's going to miss the playoffs. After that, almost everything's a toss-up. I'd go with Theodore. He's been that good.
How about Sean Burke? Any votes there?
Player of the month. Yeah. Phoenix hanging in.
Yeah, only 2 points behind San Jose for the division lead.
What a scramble in the West, huh?
Yeah, it really is something, isn't it?
The Devils have pulled Brodeur. Extra skater for New Jersey. Niedermeyer a shot. Bounds in front. Yashin gets it to the boards. Trying to poke it up the boards. That out couldn't do it, but O'Coin fails too. But we get a whistle and a hand pass called on that play against the Devils. Well, the Islanders looked like they were going to get it out twice. Couldn't do it. But the Devils with a hand pass, and that'll bring the face-off outside with 1:42 to go in the third, and Brodeur on the bench. Or will he come back out for this draw?
That was surprised me a little bit. Surprised me that Alexei Yashin is actually on the ice in this defensive situation. You know, from a defensive standpoint, Yashin is not one of your stronger players, and yet he's on the ice here in the last 1:42, and they've got really 3 center icemen. LaPointe will take the draw, but Bates, who takes a lot of face-offs, is out there as well. I'm just surprised he's got Yashin out there in an important defensive time of this game.
Well, he's out there with LaPointe, Bates, Janssen, and O'Coin. A pick-off by Janssen. Empty net. He shoots. He scores! The empty netter by Kenny Janssen with 1:37 to go in the third. Islanders lead it 4-2. And we wondered, remember we showed you Brodeur on the bench. He was looking to see whether or not he would go back in with a face-off outside the blue line.
Watch what happens here. This man goes this way. Kenny Janssen's here. He'll just read it. Look, he just reads it perfectly as Niedermeyer spun around to try, and it was a backhanded pass. But Kenny Janssen just held his position, read exactly what was going on, anticipated where the puck was going to be. There's Niedermeyer, just tries to throw it over there to Elias, who was streaking up the other side, right onto the stick of Kenny Janssen. 4-2 for the Islanders.
Boy, there was a lot of time to go, 1:42, and generally, especially with that much time, if the faceoff isn't deep, here's Rafalski moving in. Broken up by Pekka, and off the glass. With the face-off outside the line, you saw Brodeur get up. He thought he was going back in goal.
Yeah.
Now Richer for Langenbrunner, and a big kick save made by Osgood. A drive by Langenbrunner again, and Osgood the save.
You know, they had that set play, Howie, and I think they just said, okay, let's take the chance. We've got a set play. It's worked a number of times in this game by winning the face-off. And Kenny Janssen was just smart on the play. I mean, he had his head up. He read it all the way. He had his man, but he read what was happening. So it was a high-risk play for the Devils with that amount of time remaining. And Kenny Janssen just took advantage of it. Then the Devils come back with a couple of pretty good chances of their own. Langenbrunner with 2 shots, and the last one, Osgood just holds on. Osgood now has faced 40 shots. 40 shots against Chris Osgood.
A minute 12 to go in the third. All 3 of the goals the Islanders have scored here in the third period, unassisted. Devil turnovers and giveaways, such as the Niedermeyer one there. Janssen, empty netter, his 9th of the year. Icing coming up here, 18-23. And on it, bouncing puck. Devils have Brodeur back in goal. And Bates now just fires it up the middle. Not too far for Yashin, still out there. Islanders up 4-2, 44 seconds remaining here in the third period. A steal, Yashin to Scatcherd, and he missed the net.
That one went off the referee, Don Van Massenhoven, which led to the Islanders' chance.
Nieuwendyk, all those turnovers and fluky plays we talked about included a puck going off the skate of a linesman for an Islander goal in this period.
Led to the tying goal.
Yashin tucks it in, 20 seconds to go. And the Islanders, what a gritty and gutty game this was. This is such a difficult Devils team to come from behind against, even in a 1-goal game.
Yeah, I think if you're the Devils now, you're thinking, how do we lose this? 41-22 in shots. Controlled most of the play. And yet the Islanders come away with 2 huge points. And I think this 2 points, how he puts them in the playoffs.
Well, there shouldn't be much question about that at this point. What it does in the short term is put them 2 points ahead of New Jersey into 6th place. They have a game in hand on the Devils. And the Rangers, at this point, can no longer catch the Islanders. The Islanders have assured themselves of finishing with a better record than the Rangers, which means the Rangers that much closer to elimination. That's just another team they can't catch, although their sights are set at a much more modest 8th place. But what a game by Osgood.
Absolutely, Howie, and that's why they're all out there saying, hey, Ozzy, not only 1 tap, but a couple. Sean Bates taps him 3 times, gives him a headbutt, and says, you were the guy, and they're right. Chris Osgood was tremendous in this game. Didn't face much in the first 15 minutes of this game, as at that point the Devils only had 5 shots in the first 15 minutes. But after that, the Devils came on with power play opportunities, and Chris Osgood was forced to come up awfully big, and he sure did. His goaltending gave...
Islanders only 7 points behind the Flyers as of this second, pending the outcome of that game. Ola Kavasha got the tying goal, also earns the 3rd star of the game.
The 2nd star of the New York Islanders with his 200th
Well, he could have been number 1. He's been given the 2nd star of the game. Chris Osgood. And the number 1 star of this game
star of the New York Islanders
was
with a goal and an assist. Number
Sean
17,
Bates' goal to put them ahead to stay. Sean Bates. Chris Osgood, by the way, is
pass from Breland to White, goes off White's stick. Here comes Bates with all the speed, fends off White, and then scores with the quick wrist shot underneath Marty Brodeur. Brodeur is guessing on the play, and the quick shot by Bates, and he scored the goal, Howie. And it was such a key goal because New Jersey had all that pressure. I mean, they had 45 seconds of nothing but pressure, and finally the turnover, and Bates ends up turning it.
Bruins didn't get the puck deep in the neutral zone, and the Islanders counterattacked, and Isbister found Cherkovsky just about 6 feet in front of Byron Defoe, and Cherkovsky reached out. Sergei Samsonov, whoop, right around. Then the pass between the legs of the other Islander defenseman, and Joseph Stumple would have sent everybody home very happy if that had gone in.
Bruins have already gathered in a team record 9 overtime. The Philadelphia Flyers. Look at the shots on goal in this one. Boston out shooting New York 40-15, 16-6 in the 3rd period. And we've got an extra session to play. Guerin and Ralston will start out front for the Bruins. They will go with 2 forwards and 2 defensemen. Gill and Boynton will be back on the blue line. Sean Bates and Brian Ralston will take the face-off. It's Bates and Yashin up front for the Islanders. Janssen and O'Coin on defense. sellout crowd, 17,565 on hand on college night. Ralston clears it in. Snow stops it behind the net. Guerin picked off. Boynton intercepts. Put it toward the net, but deflected wide. Yashin bothered by Guerin. Shot into the skates of Ralston from Gill at the blue line. Sean Bates using that speed. Bates had it knocked off the stick with a long reach of Gill. Boynton played it behind the net to Ralston. Nick Boynton for the Bruins. Missed connections with Gill. Kenny Janssen. Back in Oleg Kvasha. Bothered by Boynton. Kvasha loses to Ralston's back check. Guerin. Near wing feed Gill. Bruins making some changes on the fly. Gill pushes it past Pekka into the zone, then peels off to change it up. Murray and Axelson up front for Boston in overtime. Michael Pekka back to Oleg Kvasha. Kvasha drops it back to Darren Van Imp. Van Imp behind the Boston net, taken away by O'Donnell. Van Imp is down, out of the play. Murray streaking the other way. Axelson in front with him. Murray back to Axelson, knocked off his stick. Good defensive play by Kvasha to clear. Don Sweeney ahead to Glenn Murray. Murray got the game-tying goal for Boston with just 2:16 left to play in the third. Sweeney, offensive end. Pushed it to the corner as he got hooked away. Scatcherd back to play. Both teams looking to change. Through center ice. Mark Parrish. Parrish in front. Couldn't connect with Scatcherd barreling down the crease.
Bruins have Samsonov and Stumple out there right now. It's their best chance, I think.
Stumple behind his own net to get control. Ahead to Sergei Samsonov. Bruins look to break. Samsonov gets some control first. Samsonov has the crowd out of their seats. Samsonov shifts. Can't get the shot. Stumple does and shoots it wide. Sean Brown keeps it in. Brown to the corner for Stumple. Stumple grabbed by Janssen. McLaren with the hit. O'Coin loose with the puck. O'Coin shot blocked by Guerin. O'Coin shot knocked it wide. Defoe may have knocked his net off the mooring as he went back to make the save and did in fact knock it off the mooring. Ashton's shot blocked high and wide. Ryan Ralston for Bill Guerin. Somebody broke a stick. It was LaPointe. He went to the bench for a new one. Guerin offensive end. Guerin bothered by Yashin. Bill Guerin fights loose in the corner. Guerin trying to get away from Yashin. Does. Guerin behind the net. Stops. Looks for Ralston. Couldn't get it to get the shot. Had Ralston set up, but the pass just missed him. Waiting for Ralston. Knocked off his stick by Tchaikovsky. Tchaikovsky has the only Islander goal in this game. Samsonov just off the bench. Tries to come offensive end. Puck deflected up into the Islander bench. I'll tell you what, Chris Osgood reached a foot below the boards to glove that one. Samsonov is asking Kerry Frazier about it. It looked as though Osgood's glove was well below the boards when he gloved it. Let's see.
Bill Guerin, the real power forward move before this. Really outmuscled. It was Yashin in the corner, and Bill Guerin had the look of not to be denied down there. Take a look at this save by Chris Osgood. I guess it was over the boards.
It was also along the glass, though. That was what Samsonov was beefing about. Islanders, Kvasha. Check, shot, score. Sergei Samsonov having words for the officials after he got tied up at the other blue line, but Oleg Kvasha breaks the other way and gets the overtime game winner as the Islanders don't deserve it, but they get the extra point here tonight against the Bruins.
Oleg Kvasha had an excellent third period and great play in overtime here. 230 pounds, 6'5", and able to go through the two Bruin defensemen, sort of bounce off O'Donnell and Hal Gill and maintain his balance. Byron Defoe went for the poke check, and Kvasha got to that puck before Byron could get to it and slid it right under Byron, and Garth Snow gets his 100th career win in his hometown. Used to be a pretty happy guy, Garth Snow.
Oleg Kvasha's 11th goal of the year gives Garth Snow that 100th career win. The Bruins outshoot the Islanders 40-16. But the Islanders get the extra point as they get the win in overtime. Perhaps more importantly, from a Bruins perspective, they add to their lead in the Eastern Conference playoff race. They now have a 5-point advantage over Philadelphia as the Flyers lost earlier tonight. We'll take a break. We'll come back to the Fleet Center. In overtime, the New York Islanders beat the Boston Bruins. Final score 2-1. The puck. Johnson tackles him, and he just holds him as Kvasha breaks away with it.
He held him, and then Kvasha, you have to give him credit, though. He's 6'5", 230 pounds. He went through a gauntlet there of two big defensemen in Gill and O'Donnell, and bounced off both of them, and still had the awareness to get his stick on the puck and slide it under Byron Defoe. It was a great effort by Kvasha there to win this game for the Islanders.
Mike Milbury was just in the booth here a few minutes ago and told both of us Kvasha has been playing great for their team.
Yeah, he said he had knee operated on, and since then he's been terrific, and he's a big guy, 6'5", 230. Have a player like that going in the playoffs, it can be very, very helpful.
Let's update the Eastern Conference playoff race for you. The Bruins lead is up to 5 points now over Philadelphia.
5 points with 5 games remaining, so the Bruins just win a couple of more games, and they're going to be tough to catch in that Eastern Conference. The Islanders, I think they need one more win, and they will clinch a playoff spot for the first time in 7 or 8 years, and has to be exciting on the island. But it's still going to be interesting come down. Montreal with a big win tonight for themselves in Philadelphia, and the Capitals are one of the hottest teams in the league, so it's going to be very interesting coming down the stretch here.
2 things from that list that you just saw, Gordy, as you mentioned. 2 more points, and the Islanders will clinch a playoff spot.
Black Bear,
and with the action
looking for
tonight,
his 100th career win. He was pretty good tonight as he stopped 39 of 40 shots, including this one here. Bill Guerin in the first period. And then this one here as Rob Zeminer takes it up on the wall, fires the shot with P.J. Stock battling to the net, but Snow is there. Just 8-2 the shots on net in the first period favoring the Bruins. They would put 16 on Snow in the second, 16 more in the third, and they were only able to beat him once. Here in the second, Samsonov with a good bit. He swings around, nice backhand. Snow with a save, and then he robs Joseph Stumple on the rebound bid. Stumple had some chances tonight. He was snake bitten and stopped by Snow all night. Zeminer very involved tonight. Here he sets up P.J. Axelson, who had a good look at the left side of the net, but Snow got there to make the stop. Still scoreless. Final minute of the second period. Brad Isbister finds Mariusz Tchaikovsky in front. Nice shot for Tchaikovsky as he battled through the check and got the shot away for the goal, his 21st. And it's a 1-0 lead. Islanders into the third. They haven't lost this year when leading into the third, but it got interesting. Here, Guerin from center ice sends it on net. Watch this. Goes off Snow's glove and then off the post. Snow reaches back and covers it up. Bill Guerin says, what happened? Is that a goal? Is that a goal? Snow says, no problem. Saw it all the way. Under 2.5 to go now. The Bees win the draw. In the offensive zone, shot is blocked. Samsonov fires it on net. Save made. Falling down on the check, Murray battles and gets the goal. His 36th of the year. Glenn Murray tying it up at 1. And then the final minute, great chance to win it. Watch this move. Look at Sergei Samsonov dancing back, and he feeds Joseph Stumple in front. Snow, a game-saving stop right there. We go to overtime. Shots favor the Bruins in regulation, 40-15. Only one shot on net in overtime. This is it. Oleg Kvasha splits the D, and he beats Defoe, who came out for the poke check. 11th of the year for Kvasha, and it's a game winner in overtime. 2-1 the final. Murray, the lone goal for the Bruins. Tchaikovsky and Kvasha, the goals for the Islanders. You see the story in the shots. 16-7 Bruins in the second. 16-6 Bruins in the third. And the power play continues to struggle. 0 for 5 on the man advantage. They are without a power play goal in 6 of the last 7 games. They're 0 for 12 against the Islanders this season. So it's been a very good penalty-killing team against the Bruins for Peter Laviolette. When we come back,
the initial test of Garth Snow robs Brian Rolston. And we mean Rob with the glove. Then later, Sean O'Donnell blasts the puck and just about got the hair, but Kerry Fraser is okay. It's off the boards, and he can laugh about this one. Late second, Bruins out shooting New York 24-8, but Brad Isbister finding Mariusz Czerkawski, and he will wire home his 21st, 1-0 after 2 for the Islanders. But late in the third, Bruins pressing. Sergei Samsonov shot is stopped. Glenn Murray falling down, sweeps home the rebound. His 36 ties it at 1 apiece. And still in regulation. Great move here by Samsonov. Spin. Josef Stumpel, Garth Snow saves the day. But it's going to be big because in overtime, the Bruins out shooting the Islanders 40-15. Oleg Kvasha, a solo effort, pokes it past Byron Defoe. Looks like Willem Dafoe on that one. 2-1, the Islanders will win this one. Snow picking up his 100th career victory. Again, Boston had most of the advantage in this game, out shooting the Islanders 40-16. The Islanders improving to 28-0-4-1 when leading after 2 periods of play.
Samsonov do some stuff here. Here's Murray. Bruins try to win it in regulation. Watch this move by Samsonov. Whoop!
Kenny.
Backhands it to himself. The perfect pass to Stumpel. We got to see that again.
Well, Stumpel's struggling offensively, thank God, but Janssen gets beat, and Stumpel puts it right into the chest.
That would have won the game. Instead, the Isles have more life. 90 seconds left in overtime. Kvasha. Bizey tries to shoot it. It goes right between his legs. What Rivers Cuomo is to Weezer, Oleg Kvasha is to the Islanders. 5 goals in his last 7 games. The Isles are ending the year as they started it, winning 6-2, 1-0 in their last 9. Isles win on Kvasha's first career overtime winner. They can clinch a playoff spot Saturday, but they'll be facing the Cap team that has owned them, Barry.
Who owns them, John?
In recent seasons, the Caps do. The Bruins lost their 8th overtime game of the season. That's tied for most in the league with Minnesota. All right, 2 playoff teams. What did you see here?
Well, everyone, when they phone, they say, can the Islanders come out of this series? Is there any chance the Islanders come out east? Sure, there's a chance the Islanders come out east because the East is wide open. Everyone's so level. Boston, best team in the East, play the Islanders tonight. And what I like about it is the way the Islanders won. They did it with their secondary players. It wasn't Yashin. It wasn't Parrish. It wasn't Pekka. It was guys that don't normally get a lot of credit. Right here, you're going to see the shot come from the point. Garth Snow got his 100th win tonight. He doesn't play a ton. It's usually Osgood. Janssen makes a nice play, but it's Isbister to Czerkawski. That doesn't happen very much. There. Second shot, second goal, first goal scored. Now Kvasha, who's not one of their first-line players, makes a great play and scores an overtime goal. So 3 guys that they don't count on much, John, makes a place to win this game. So that's a sign of a good hockey club when it's not your best players night in, night out that have to be great.
Peter Laviolette, a lot of family in attendance, the former Bruin assistant. He wanted to win badly, and he got it on the road. Okay, the Eastern Conference situation, again, it's tight, just like the Western Conference situation. The Bruins with a 5-point lead on the 1 seed. They should get that. The Flyers, of course, will win the division. They'll be 2. The Hurricanes should win their division. They'll be 3. Now, it's interesting. Right now, the Maple Leafs are
scoreless in the second. Bruins buzzing. Sergei Samsonov, initial test. Watch Garth Snow rob Brian Rolston. Huge glove save. Huge. Watch this.
Terry, Duck Terry.
Shot by Sean O'Donnell off the head of Kerry Fraser. Lucky has that Frankie Avalon.
Down goes Fraser.
And he's got that hair helmet. That works for him sometimes. Works for Mark Crawford, too. How about this? Mariusz Czerkawski, Polish Prince, 21 on the year. 1-0 Islanders after 2. Late third, though. Bruins pressing. Sergei Samsonov stop. Glenn Murray, 7 goals in 9 games.
He's hot.
36 on the year. We're tied at 1 and still in regulation. Watch Samsonov. What a move! Beating Josef Stumpel, but he's stumped by Snow.
Maine, Snow, baby.
We're off to OT, and how about this? Oleg Kvasha.
He didn't go to Maine.
Byron Defoe wanted that one back, 2-1. And guess what? University of Maine did make it into the final of the NCAA men's hockey tournament on Thursday, and it must have inspired Snow Pierre because he got his 100th career win at 39 saves. The Islanders are unbeaten in their last 3, and they can clinch their first playoff berth in 8 years Saturday when they play at home against Washington, which will be another huge game. Big story with the Islanders this year. Huge turnaround. Snow gets that big victory.
He does get the win. You know, the amazing thing about the Islanders is they put 3 out of a possible 4 points in the back in a back-to-back situation. They go into Buffalo, they get a late tie. They go into Boston, they get outshot 40-16, but they still come out with a win in overtime. The biggest difference in this game, goaltending of Gar Snow, and the fact the Boston Bruins in the power play went 0 for 6. That really hurt them.
All right, let's move on. We're off.